Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Kimberly Huneycutt. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner as well as a wellness coach, and I would like to welcome you to video number 2. And today, as you probably figured out by the title, is Are You a Super Pooper? We're going to be talking about healthy bowel habits. Now, today's information is geared towards someone who has not already been diagnosed with an inflammatory bowel disease such as Crohn's disease or irritable bowel syndrome. What we're going to be talking about today are things to look for in the toilet, essentially, to see if you're having a healthy bowel movement. A lot of us really don't pay any attention to our bowel habits until we start having an issue. I know I never ever did until years ago I developed irritable bowel syndrome. And what was happening is I was toggling between chronic diarrhea and chronic constipation. And so, as you can imagine, I was really paying attention because it was just very uncomfortable. So today what we're going to start at is with frequency. How often should you be having a bowel movement? Well, that really does vary from person to person. You know, some people go once a day, some people go after every meal, and some people only go every other day. It really depends on what's normal for you. For me, it's once a day. I have kind of an internal bowel timer, if you will. But with you, you know, you should be on a regular schedule. Like when I wake up in the morning, it's usually about 20 minutes after I wake up. I make my tea, I meditate, and by then it's time for me to use the restroom. And so all of you should be on pretty much a regular set schedule unless something gets in your way, such as traveling or changing up your diet or something. Now, if you're going without having a bowel movement for more than 3 days, you're having an issue, because it's really important. The bowels and urinating are part of the detoxification pathways, along with our skin, you know, sweating, and there's a lot of detoxification pathways, but peeing and your bowel habits are definitely one of them, and they're very important. Along with, if your bowel habits aren't strong, then it shows that you're having an issue in your digestive system. They say form follows function, which we'll get into that in just a few minutes. So essentially, if you're not on a regular schedule, and if you're going more than 2 days without having a bowel movement, you need to really check into that. So the next place I want to stop is toilet time. How much time are you actually spending on the toilet? Now, I know a lot of people have reading material in their toilet area, in their bathroom, because they sit for a while and wait for the bowel movement to happen. A lot of people strain, and that again is very unhealthy. A healthy bowel movement should come, you feel it, like, okay, it's time to go, and then you head over to the bathroom, you handle your business, and you're done. So if you're finding yourself sitting and reading and waiting for your bowel movement to happen, then you're having an issue. Not only the time sitting on the toilet and the straining is not healthy, but what happens is when you're sitting on the toilet for a long time and you're straining, you're opening yourself up for, you know, hemorrhoids, which are very painful and can become infected and lead to other issues in the anal canal. And then also, if you're straining, you can develop little small tears where you'll find bright red blood on the toilet paper. I know that happened to me years and years ago, before I really worked on just healing my whole digestive system. So your time on the toilet should be just enough for you to sit down, handle your business, and be out of there. On a side note, I was reading about a study they did, I believe it was in Britain, where people no longer are using reading material. They're actually taking their cell phones into the restroom with them. And they did a study on the bacteria actually on the subject's phones, and there was more than 12 different kinds of fecal bacteria on the cell phone, even after they had washed their hands and stuff. That when they went and had the phone, you know, looked at, there was all that bacteria. So, you know, my suggestion is don't take your cell phone into the restroom with you. So anyway, that's something just to think about. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is form. As I was talking about earlier, form follows function. And below this video, you'll find a picture. It's actually a document that you can look at, and it's called the Bristol Stool Chart. And what the Bristol Stool Chart shows is different forms of stools, essentially. The first few you'll see have been in the colon too long. What you're looking for in a healthy bowel movement is basically a brown banana. That's what you'd like it to look like. You want it to be a little bit curved and it to come out easy, and it needs to be a brown color because that shows that your gallbladder is working well, and it's all due to the bile, essentially. So you want it to be a brown color. You don't want it to be a light color or a clay color, or some people that come into my practice have almost like a clay, almost whitish stool, and that's really not that's showing trouble in the digestive tract. You're not absorbing your nutrients. So go ahead and look below this video and check out the Bristol Stool Chart and compare your bowel habit with your bowel movement with what you find on the chart. And the next thing that I want to talk about, excuse me, is transit time. And this is a test that you can do at home, which is really super easy. And ideally, the transit time is very important too. Not only is form function, but the time that you're eating your food and it's showing up in your toilet. So we have what's called the transit time test. Now, what you're going to do, well, let me just go ahead and say this. If you're allergic to corn, do not do this test. You can also do it with beets or a green drink, a really powerful green drink, the type, the powdered kind. But the easiest way to do it is with corn, because you can see the corn kernels in your bowel movement. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a can of organic, non-genetically modified corn, and you're going to eat 1/2 cup of it. Now you want to chew it, but you don't want to pulverize it because you want to see a little bit of that yellow in your poop. Okay, so when you eat the corn, you're going to go ahead and write down that time. And the first time you start to see the corn in your bowel movement, you're going to write down that time, and then for every bowel movement that you have after that where you continue to see the corn, so you can look for your ideal your total transit time. Ideally, you want your transit time, again, is depending on the person, but between 19 and 24 hours, because that gives your body enough time to move and absorb and eliminate. So 19 to 24 hours. And below this video, I'm also going to share some helpful highlights, some helpful guidelines on what you can do to have a healthy bowel movement. So I hope this information was helpful to you. If it was, please go ahead and share this post with someone you love, your family, your friends, and join the conversation and leave a comment at the very bottom of the post. And so please share and then leave a comment, and I will see you back here next Tuesday. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them in the comments too. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.